What's up everyone, Fritz here with another episode of Sneakerhead Ambition, and today I've got another live cop for you. Today I'm going to be going over the AJ4 black canvas that came out about a week ago. I'm going to have some clips from the first initial drop where they dropped on Shopify, FNL, sites like that, and then I'm also going to show a second clip from when they pushed the release back on sneakers where I used TSB. Starting off, I'm sure you are well aware if you have ever bought an FNL and JD or just aware of the situation. Like I said, it did not obviously hit 150 plus, right? There were 150 plus webhook checkouts, right? You get a lot of those on Finish Line and it is essentially impossible to actually like check out. So I ended up with 17 that stuck on those. So, you know, I'll go into how I'm kind of able to do that in a little bit here, but that was what I actually got to stick on the day. So, you know, clickbait on the thumbnail, but you know, had to. This is a pretty solid stick rate, like I said, but I do want to kind of explain how I'm able to do that. You've got to understand that first off, I have like 20 addresses that I run on these cards, and I have a good amount of cards. I'm using different types of cards and a lot of addresses, all right? Two is I have a lot more addresses because I'm running ACO for people who have 5, 10 addresses, and I have several of them. So on sites like this where it's really hard to get orders to stick, and it's certainly like impossible to get multiples to the same address, that is definitely a big help to me, and it allows me to run a lot more tasks and really have more to throw at these drops, right? If you've only got an address or two, like there's no point in even attempting to hit 60, right? Or 50, 60 or more, right? When I have that amount of addresses, I try to crank that up because I figure more will stick. So I was thrilled with 17 on the day, just more of an explanation because that is very difficult to do. It's not like I hit all of those on my home address. So just want to make that clear to you all. As far as what worked for me on the FNL drop, I did run Valor. I ran 2 instances of Valor and ran COMET, OCULUS, Wolves, and Lemon PROXIES. Those are pretty much my go-to on residentials, and they all performed extremely well. Out of those checkouts, they each got about 40 around that, right? They all did very well. So I ran, like I said, about 1,200 tasks on each on 2 instances, and then had about 3 solvers up for those. So that's what worked for me from a bot perspective on the FNL drop. Something to keep in mind if you are running FNL and are trying to hit, recently they really have been waiting to drop stock, right? So the last month or so, the majority of the FNL and JD releases have taken a long time to start rolling. This particular one, they didn't start dropping pairs until 40 minutes in. So you were running your tasks for about 40 minutes. And again, just saying this so that you are aware, like if you're running and they haven't dropped yet and you haven't hit yet and you stop at 20 minutes, I understand if you're doing that from a data burn perspective or you run out of data, right? That's, what are you gonna do? But just know that if you are in that queue and you are waiting, it has taken a long time typically, or should I say recently, for that to really push through. So just something to note on that, just so you are aware of what and when things should be happening if you are running a bot. Another thing you could possibly do with that info would be to maybe not start all your tasks right away. Now, I don't want to make it out to be like FNL never drops pairs quickly, because they do sometimes and you could completely miss, but that is something to think about, right? If you are seeing that or want to give that a try, maybe don't start all your tasks right away. Maybe start a quarter of them, maybe start a half, see how it goes, see when things start to get rolling. But that is just something from a tactical perspective that you could think about if you're trying to save data and still want to run these sites. Unfortunately, that's all I ran on that day. Did not get a chance to do Shopify and didn't really hit on other sites that I ran. I ran on Elephant, tried to run Elephant, that didn't work. I've made progress since then, so I'll update y'all on that. But really that's kind of all I had on that day. So 17 on that day. And then now I'm gonna get into TSB, which I ran for the same pair, the Jordan 4 black canvas, but they moved it back a couple days for just the sneakers drop. Like I've mentioned, I am gonna start putting out more sneakers content. I'm gonna try to post more of that where I can. Some of the bots really don't want you doing that. I'm gonna give you the most transparent footage and take on the situation and sneakers botting that I can give you. I am working with a couple companies and just companies that I'm sponsored with already. As far as sneakers accounts go, there are a lot of good places you can get them. There's 2 accounts right now, account providers that I'm working with. One is MU Sneakers or MU Sneakers, and the other is military grade sneakers accounts. So both of those will have information in the section below. That is not to say that those are the only 2 good companies out there, right? There's plenty of good companies, a lot of other great companies, but those are the 2 that I work with and I use. So you can definitely check those out in the information section below. And something else, I am working with PROXY Chimp and using their sneakers ISPs, along with just the ISPs that I have from other companies that I, push out there all the time because they're quality. So like Porter, Ping, Proxy Heaven, all those companies. But that is what I'm currently working with from an account perspective, an ISP perspective. And you'll see I'm using TSB, and I have a couple other sneakers bots that I haven't gotten to live cops yet with. But that's kind of what I'm working with right now. And if you are interested in using any of those resources, like I said, you can definitely check out the information section below. I have been running for a small scale over the past week or so, just trying to get my accounts in there, making sure that I'm doing the right things from an address manipulation perspective. I have viewed some other people's that they've had done, and I've kind of figured out what needs to be done from an address perspective. So I've been working on that and just making sure what I've been doing is actually checking out and working. I have been running most of the tasks just because I'm not really up and running with it. I'm not going to put that much capital into it yet. I have been running my tasks with cards that I know don't have funds on them, just to get them more entries, and I do get declines from them, so that's a good thing. Now, on this particular drop, right, I actually did try to run my slash cards, but unfortunately they moved to 2.0 recently, and I hadn't really seen that because I hardly ever check their Discord because it just works and I've had it for a long time. So I missed that and didn't have my cards activated at all like it had been, but I got 3 declines, so you'll see that on the screen when I do the on-screen footage. But I have been getting pretty good or solid success for the accounts that I'm running, and like I said, I am looking to scale that pretty much as we speak. So if you are looking for ACO, I am taking people on as long as they have their own accounts. Like I said, if you need information on how to get those, I can definitely help you out. So if any of y'all are interested in that, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to be running this on a scale of thousands of tasks. So if you are interested in that, I was going to say information section below, but that's not the case. Just shoot me a DM on here, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere, and I can get you set up with that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, what I've been doing, kind of building up, and I've got a couple hundred accounts that I've been, again, just getting the jigs right, getting the manipulation right, and I'm going to start deploying those soon, like I said, as I'm more comfortable just with what I'm doing on SneakerSpot. In the on-screen footage, you'll see, like I said, it is the Jordan 4 canvas. Apparently, and just from what I saw, and I have run since then, so I have, and prior to this, so I have good experience with it, even though this is the first time I'm posting it. It didn't look like bots had a great day. Kind of across the board, I talked to people with a wide array of sneakers bots, and they just didn't get that many entries in. One of my buddies who usually gets 150, 200 in, got like 4 in with one bot that flopped. And then, like I said, you'll see that I only got about 40 in out of 150. So that's definitely not the greatest, but like I said, it seemed like that was a pretty widespread issue across sneakers bots. So again, that's not the greatest, but like I said, I got about a 40 out of 150 entries in and got those 3 declines. And again, after I checked Slash, I was like, I don't really know why I got declines today. I've already explained that, but the cards weren't on. So that's why that happened. But other than that, relatively happy since I am running on a small scale, but that's kind of what you'll see on screen as I explain it. Like I've mentioned, I am going to do an entire video in and of itself on sneakers botting. I'm actually filming that immediately after this, so that is going to get done and posted within the next week or 2. There are a lot of details that go into sneaker botting that make it unique and different than just traditionally botting like Shopify, Yeezy Supply, Footsites. So there is a lot to consider. I don't want people to see this video and be like, oh, I'm just going to go get some proxies and accounts and hop on TSB. So just know, right, like, there is a lot more to it. Like I've talked about the addresses, I've talked about the proxies, talked about the accounts, mentioned bots, right? There just is a lot that goes into it. So I will have that video up soon. I know I've been talking about that and I've been meaning to do that for a long time. So definitely check back in the next week or so and that should be up. As always, a massive shout out and thank you to my sponsors. I did mention, I've got a couple new ones that I'm using specifically for, Nike sneakers, Proxy Chimp ISPs, their sneakers ISPs, military grade accounts, and also Moose sneakers. So those are all great companies. Like I said, the information is in the information section below. And you can also check out my other sponsors on there that I do use for, that I used on Valor for FNL and that you see me use on a regular basis for Yeezy Supply, Foots, and all the other sites. So definitely check those companies out. Like I always say, they are companies that I'm proud to represent and use myself. I'm not selling y'all a bunch of crap, so definitely check them out. I stand by every company down there. Great team, great customer service, products work well. It's really all you can ask for. Anyways, that's all for this portion of the live cop. Per usual, if you have watched any of my videos, if you find this useful whatsoever, it takes literally 2 seconds to click subscribe, like, Again, if you don't like my videos, that's I'm not talking to y'all. You can just leave and never come back. But if you have enjoyed them, I would really appreciate that. That really helps this channel grow, get out to more people, and that's the goal. If you want to follow me on my other social media accounts, right? I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the things. So you can follow me on there where I do post daily. And like I said, check back in the next couple days. I should have the sneakers episode up, and I'll have the live cop up from the Yeezy Bone Slides. So check back for those. And until next time, see ya.
All right, so I'm starting on my tasks on finish line. See how this goes. Got one more group to start on each. That's weird. All right, we're rolling here. I'm about to... I'm starting to hit on a finish line. Finish line I'm hitting on. I've already hit 5 on. Okay, I've got like 8, 9, but you know, we'll see how many stick. Only desktop, yeah, I'm hit on JD now too. I just put in the link from chat. Yeah, like 1,200 on each site. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If I get like 5% of these to stick, I'll be thrilled. Both. Yeah, I've got like 100 checkouts. But I mean, there are like so many, like all of these are gonna cancel, but we'll see. Yeah, right. This will be good for the Instagram. Alright, so we got this. I'll show you guys my other one, my JD, so we'll see if I can get like any of these. I'll stop them. Alright, I'll show this first, and I'll stop it. So we got TSB running in the background. Had a couple here, so I mean hit a couple hundred, so we'll see. Wow, that was crazy. I've turned the bot off and it's still just checking out. Jesus Christ. Well, if I can get 5% of those to stick, I'll have hit 10. Oh, I got over 100 checkouts. It was, I gotta count, but I mean, I know though that, like, you know, none of them are gonna stick. But oh yeah, this is outstanding for people who don't know botting, and then when they look at my content, this is great. Oh boy. Well, that was crazy. Hit. Here, I'll talk in a second. Hold on. I'm gonna hop out of this. For what? Finish line? I hit a bunch. So I ran all these. Hit a bunch for me. I hit with Comet, Lemon, Oculus, and Wolves. What'd you do, bad boy? Yeah, that'll get you. So I hit 106. I hit 167 pairs on Valor. If I can get, like I said, if I can get 5% to stick, that's 15. No, that's not 15. What is that? That'd be 7 or 8 of them. I had I think like 200 or so. So I don't know. I'm sure some, but that's across JD and finish line. It's split up. So I don't know. Jesus. Alright, so I'm going to shut this down. You know, I know a lot of these are going to cancel. I tried a new jig. We will see how many of them stick. You can see on here I hit 167 pairs across JD and finish line, but yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of these are going to cancel, but we'll see. We'll talk to the people that I ran for, but yeah, 167 pairs today with 158 declines. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright, anyways, yeah, if you saw on the other one, I pretty much just ran today. Finished line on one of these, and JD on my other server with TSB on there. I didn't hit on TSB today, but I've been just working on getting my accounts in more and more, and just more and more releases, and that's really, it takes a little time. So I think everything's going well with that, but I'm working on that as well. But other than that, just interesting little morning. 167 checkouts. So we shall see. But anyways, have a good afternoon, everyone, and I'll see you back in a couple of days with a new episode. So see ya. Nation's running. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm about to start a good amount of these in a minute and really just test this out. So I'm gonna start selected now. Okay, and then okay, so I'm you know, learning this and getting better with this. I'm gonna start selected. Yeah, I'm gonna get these all to sleeping. I'm gonna get these done in the next 4 minutes. And then I think I'm good from there. Alright, so I've got a couple tasks that obviously I'm not running. I got some stuff to work out with them on the accounts page. I don't know this bot that well that I'm just able to remove stuff. Had some issues last night just getting profiles set and binded to the right accounts and everything. So it looks like everything is looking good. Looks like some of these might have struggled a bit, but we shall see. So I'll let these bad boys sleep. Yeah, we'll see how we do. I'm gonna move this because I do have some automations going on right now on my other. But it is, I do think it's possible. I do think that it's possible that, what am I trying to say? That there'll be some Shopify sites that drop. It said detail arted earlier. I don't know if that happened really, but they caught on to it. I didn't hit it. I wasn't quick enough, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my, if I do, but I'll just say now too, if anybody needs ACO for these, all you gotta do is buy accounts and I'll run them for you. So if anybody wants to hit me up, let me know, because I'm working on scaling this with sneakers to run, you know, on a much higher scale. I've got like 150 in there now. I've got some more accounts from some other people I'm going to add on there. I've got some more for myself. Like I said, I'm really doing, I've talked about, I'm really just trying to get the addresses better. So I've got pretty much all good scores on them. So the method I'm using is working. Yeah, it's just you got to mess with what works and what doesn't. In these bots, you can usually check the address, and it gives us, at least in TSB, it gives you a score. I'm working on new sneakers too, but it does give you a score, so that's good. And I got mostly 100s, which is obviously the best. A lot of 97s and then some 87s. So we'll see. Some of these get filtered and get filtered on a regular basis. I need to switch stuff up. So like I said, this is really just me working on this and seeing where I can get in and entered and not filtered out. So I'll talk to y'all again in like 10 minutes right before when this is going off. That would be bad.
Go to the gym now.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this. I have not seen any real Shopify drops or anything, any automations. So I'm gonna stop there. It looks like I had 3 checkout failures. I got 40 entries in. So I will look at that. I'll see if they got filtered, and I will get on working on this. So not much today, but that's what I got for you. And now on to getting ready for Friday and the slide. So I'll hopefully have this up soon. And until next time, I will see y'all.